Hello, everyone. Welcome to our introduction to essential oils. I would like to introduce my awesome friend, Chrissy. Chrissy is one of our team leaders in South Africa, and she has an amazing leadership qualities, and she has been such a rock star and so supportive to her whole team. And we've all learned a lot of things about oils, and we just want to share that with you today. Chrissy?
Hello everyone, I'm Chrissy. It's lovely to be a part of these calls where we can all get together and just talk about these wonderful miracles in little bottles. But actually, Laura, you need to introduce your Laura to tell us all about this amazing Seed to Seal program.
Okay, sorry. Yes, I want to introduce my cousin. Her name is also Laura. She actually works for an organic farm and helps run it. And she knows a lot about what the process is for organic farming and what rules and regulations there are and how you go about organic farming. Sorry, Laura, you're here.
Hi, guys. Yes, I was absolutely blown away by Young Living because being involved in organic farming, I know it's 4 years we have to go through the process before we're fully organic. But I mean, Young Living has to go through the process almost double, 8 years. So it's really awesome. It's coming from organic background. I know that there are no chemicals involved, but the way Young Living goes about it is so much more than what we do. They are so committed to giving us the best and the highest quality oils and products that's absolutely awesome. And their whole Seed to Seal is built on 3 Seed to Seal pillars: sourcing, science, and standards. They source from corporate-owned farms, partner farms, and Seed to Seal certified suppliers. This empowers them to be conscientious with all their oils and to give us the best quality oils. The science, they have 50 trained scientists that test the oils before bottling and even after bottling, so that we know we're getting the best product. And they're also the leader in the standards. They, because it's not regulated, essential oils aren't regulated, but they choose to give us the best product all the way. Okay, now I pass to Laura.
Chrissy.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so I'm just quickly gonna touch on Young Living and essential oils and why we choose Young Living. Well, first of all, essential oils are the lifeblood of a plant. So it heals, restores, and protects. And it acts as a natural defense mechanism for the plant, and it does the same in our own bodies. Our bodies respond to essential ways in the exact same way. So essential oils also heals, restores, and protects our bodies. Okay, essential oils comes from the trees, the shrubs, the leaves, the grasses, the resin, and the flowers. So take, for instance, a rose petal. When you crush through the rose petal in between your fingers, that resin that stays behind, that's an essential oil. All right, so essential oils are pulled from the plant. Young Living specifically are pulled from the plant through very careful steam distillation processes and cold pressed from the rind of the citrus oils. Okay, so just to give you a quick example, they literally use 2.5 square meters of lavender to produce this little bottle of essential oil. And they use 75 lemons to produce this little bottle of oil. That's amazing. Okay, so, and for rose, Rose is even more incredible. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna close out my WhatsApp quickly so that I don't bother you with all the notifications coming through. There we go. And I'm back, sorry. All right, so for Rose, they use 60,000 rose blossoms to give you 28 grams of rose wool. That's insane. Okay, so there's a lot of science behind essential oils. Essential oils penetrate the skin and it moves very quickly into our bodies, and it enters our cells. Each cell has receptors that's allowing toxins to filter out and all the good things to come back in. But our cells gets clogged up due to petrochemicals, and essential oils act as little scrubbing brushes and they clean out these cells so that the cells can function optimally again. Okay, enough about science. I might just add that we are not doctors, so we cannot diagnose or prescribe, but we do love sharing our personal experiences and why we love essential oils. Okay, so I'm going to start telling you all about lavender. That was the one that I just pulled up. Like I mentioned, 2.5 square meters of lavender to make this bottle of oil. So that just gives you an idea how valuable these oils are. And Young Living's essential oils are first distilled oils. So when you take an oil or a tea bag and you make a cup of tea, and you take the same bag and you make another cup of tea, and you take that same bag and you make another cup of tea, it's still tea, but it's not the pure form of tea which you would have had in the beginning. Okay, and that pure tea, the pure oil, that's the ones we get from Young Living. The other third, fourth distilled oils are the ones you get on the shelf. Also, unfortunately, there's not a lot of regulations regarding essential oils. So only 5% that goes into the bottle needs to be pure. The rest of the product that goes into the oils can be manufactured. It can be a carrier oil. In fact, it can be anything. And I'm sorry, but I won't take the chances of putting anything on my children or diffusing anything in the diffuser unless I really know what is in those bottles. And that's what makes it, Young Living so incredible. Like Laura mentioned, they are very open about what goes into the bottles. They have the whole C2 seal, which you can go and read up about on c2seal.com. Okay, lavender is considered the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. When in doubt, always reach for lavender. It is great for both adults and children, and it assists with so many things, especially restful sleep, relaxation, healthy skin, and emotional health, and everything in between. So you can also pull out your lavender when you so happen to take that yummy we've got our American on here, Thanksgiving roast out of the oven, and you happen to for yourself add some lavender and you're good to go. All right, so it is great to diffuse, especially with peppermint and lemon. With our season changes, it really helps with that as well. Talking about peppermint, let's move on to it. I absolutely love this oil. This oil is also, it doesn't only smell amazing, but it's actually such a versatile oil to use. 1 drop of peppermint oil is equal to 26 cups of peppermint tea. That's a lot. Okay, so it is great for, because it's so potent and pure, it's really fun to flavor foods with, such as chocolate brownies or maybe a hot chocolate, for instance. It's great for digestive support, and we, let me show you quickly. We have little veggie caps that you can actually fill with digest peppermint and lemon to assist with specifically the digestive system. It's really good for concentration and alertness. Lily actually has a little roller bottle where she has her peppermint, lemon and frankincense in to help her during her exams currently. And it may assist with cooling the body after a workout. Lily also created a little fun mouth spray so that she has minty fresh breath during the day. It's great to reduce heat tension, and I've heard multiple testimonies about specifically this. You only take a drop of peppermint and put it on your temples and behind your neck, followed by a drop of lavender. Both oils that comes in the starter kit as well as the lemon. So these oils that comes in the starter kit are really your everyday oils, the ones you really, really, really want. Okay, so just be careful. Peppermint is a very, very, very potent oil. It's a hot oil, meaning that it does have the sensation of a burning feeling. So don't use a lot of it. A little bit goes a long way. And lastly, it really helps the kiddos, or well, adults as well, that struggles with bowel movement. Yes, we talk about poo every now and again because a healthy gut, a healthy gut is very important. Everything derives from the gut. So essential oils really assists with that as well. So add a drop to the toilet, sit down, relax, and give it a minute and you'll be good to go. Okay, let's move on to a lighter, brighter subject, lemon. I absolutely love this oil. This oil, to me, it's one of my favorites. You can see I've got the big one. All the oils that you love, you get the big version of. So I've got a big one of lemon. It acts as a gentle detox. It's cold pressed from the rind, not the pulp, so it doesn't have the acidity that will damage your teeth. So the dentist can relax. It must be taken in a glass container. Remember, our oils are really, really potent. So it will actually eat the petrochemicals of the plastic glass. And you do not, we're trying to cleanse our bodies from petrochemicals. So do not do that. Add it to a glass cup or mug. All right. It literally flushes out everything that's not supposed to be in the body. And the one thing that I love about this oil, it really removes sticky stuff. I have floors that floors laid out in my studio, just the laminated flooring so that we can change the floors often. And I stick it down with that broad sticky tape. And the other day when we wanted to remove it, I had this black stickiness on the floors and I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to remove this? I was like, wait, let me try this. Let me see if it really works, because we all have our doubts, right? And I added a drop of lemon and I literally wiped it off with my finger. It was mind-blowing, amazing. I literally called everyone in the studio. I'm like, come and have a look. It's incredible. Okay. And that is me. I am going to give over to Laura again, and she's going to tell you a bit more about our other essential oils. Bye.
Which one? That?
Laura's Laura.
Okay, so I'm up. My first one is, I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little bit dark in here. Frankincense. I absolutely love frankincense. It's the most amazing oil, and it just does everything. You can use it for so many things. It's perfect for your skin. It helps with the wrinkles when you get a little bit older. And yeah, it helps to heal cuts and bruises and stuff like that. My daughter cut her finger open or grated her fingertip off, and she put lavender and frankincense on, and within a week it was healed. So that was absolutely amazing. So yeah, and it also calms you down. It boosts your mood. It supports your wellness. So there's so many uses for frankincense that it's just amazing. It's something that you can't be without. And I tend to go through a lot of frankincense. Okay, the next one is Valor. That I had to put in my diffuser tonight because I'm a bit camera shy. So yeah, to give me a boost to talk about it. Valor to me is almost like a perfume. I absolutely love the smell, and yeah, I always put it in my diffuser. It just gives me that feeling of courage and being able to talk. And Valor is also the chiropractor in a bottle. If you put it on your spine, it makes your back feel wonderful just by putting it on your spine. I also put it in my little grandson's focus roller. He loves Valor. If he says he wants a big bottle of Valor for Christmas. And then it also relieves muscle tension, especially if you all tensed up and you put it on the back of your neck. It's a wonderful, relaxing feeling that you get. Okay, and the last one I want to talk about is this wonderful Thieves. Thieves is the most amazing oil. We've had so many testimonies with colds and flu. We've got because we're a farming community, we've got a lot of Black people. And during this season, especially with COVID, if anyone is sick, I've got a whole little line of little bottles of Thieves lined up. If anyone is sick, yeah, they come and ask for a bottle of Thieves. And they put it under their feet and behind their neck and on their wrists, and it has helped them tremendously. They seem to recover so much faster, and it's wonderful in the cleaning products. We just use Thieves in our office and also at home. Yeah, and this office always has this wonderful Thieves smell. I just love it. The whole corridors and everything smells like Thieves. So it's really a wonderful oil. So, and yeah, and that's me. So, Laura.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so when I got my starter kit and I opened this little bottle of orange, I thought, okay, well, that smells good, but what am I going to do with it? And it turns out that orange was just amazing for me. I drink it every day. I drink 3 drops of orange in my Ningxia. I actually think I'm addicted to orange now. It's made from the rind of the orange. So it's not bitter. It doesn't taste weird. It's actually very delicious. So it's mood lifting. Laura was talking about frankincense, how much she loves it. I love mixing my frankincense and my orange together because they call it sunshine in a bottle. And it really is sunshine in a bottle. You can feel how strained, how under pressure, how down, whatever you feel. And if you don't have the emotional oils, there aren't really a lot of emotional oils in the starter kit. This is your go-to, orange and frank. I also use it in like a little air freshener, so you can use that for there as well. It's also great for cleansing, and yeah, it's excellent to drink. That's why I drink it. The next one I want to talk about is purification, and as you can see, I also have stocked up on a large bottle because I use it to neutralize odors. And the reason I started using it, I read about it and I thought, okay, well, I must try it at some stage. And then one weekend, one Monday morning, we got to the studio and my assistant had left her food in the fridge and the power went off and the fridge didn't go back on. And it absolutely did not smell well. And then I remembered about purification and I put a little bit of purification in a little saucer, and within half an hour that fridge smelled fine. So I also make it, I put Thieves and purification in a little spray bottle for our restroom spray, because we don't use any of the toxic sprays or aerosols on the market. We just use all natural sprays. This is also excellent if you want to purify your air. So if you diffuse this, it will also purify your air. So it's excellent for your home and for nurseries. It's awesome. Also for laundry, for all those stinky, pongy laundry baskets, excellent for those as well. Okay, and then the next one is citronella. So I have a history with citronella, and it's not a very good history because mosquitoes will fly past 50 people straight to me. And like, if you don't want to be bitten by a mosquito, come sit next to me. So my mom used to put like the citronella creams and sprays and stuff that you buy off the shelf. From the time that I can remember, I was sprayed and put citronella lotion was put on me. And I really grew to dislike the smell. And then when I opened my starter kit and I got this in there, and I thought, oh, no, really? But it's not the same. It's just not the same.
More counts and then I'm finished.
So, Isma, do you want to maybe just mute yourself, please? So citronella. Now what I do, I actually love this now because now I have like a diffuser on my stoop, or that's our outside area, and I put peppermint and citronella and purification in there. And no matter how much food you have on the table for like your family gatherings or your outside lunches, the flies, the mosquitoes, they don't come close. So I love this. And I also heard of another lady that used it for her like monthly discomfort pains. This also works for that. So another awesome tip for citronella. And then the last one I have is eucalyptus radiata. Right, so eucalyptus has changed, eucalyptus and 2 other oils has changed the way I thought about essential oils. When I initially found out about Young Living and essential oils, I thought I was going to get lavender and some little owls and like use them in my studio to calm the babies. I'm a baby photographer. So then I got my starter kit and I started learning about the oils. And then I found out that this oil, so I use eucalyptus, lavender, and peppermint in the diffuser at night for stuffy nose. My fiance has a stuffy nose when he wakes up every morning, and he's been drinking off the counter medication for that and spraying off the counter nasal spray in his nose for years. And guess what? I put the combination of the 3 in, and I asked him the next morning, is your nose open or is it blocked? And he said, no, it's open. And then I thought, okay, let me try it for 2 or 3 more nights. And it's since then he hasn't used any of the tablets. He hasn't used any of the spray. I now also make him a homemade nasal spray. And if you're interested in the recipe, I can share that with you. Eucalyptus is also great if you're exercising or you just want to get like an open chest. It's very good for clearing nasal passages and, for like inhalation. And yeah, it actually smells wonderful, and I can't imagine sleeping without it anymore. And that's me. Am I handing back to Chrissy? Or am I handing to Ashley?
I mean, I'll do whatever y'all want me to, sure. So this is really the best way to get started is with the starter kit, because you get that full range of oils that are going to jumpstart your health journey. So I am always so honored to help anyone get started. And I know a lot of you guys on here already have oils. And I would just encourage you, if you have not yet jumped on board, the best thing you can do for your health and wellness is to say yes to this starter kit and make sure that you get it on Essential Rewards. So Essential Rewards is our monthly wellness box. It's our loyalty program. You are able to jump on with this first initial purchase and it'll count. We are going to get rewarded pretty handsomely for our purchases with the Essential Rewards program. And by doing this, you're going to ensure that you keep on track with your wellness journey. I know for me, by having this monthly date, so I actually just processed processed my order for December today, even though my date is the 4th, I moved it up early. I can also, if I needed to, for travel or other reasons, move it back later in the month. And even though you're not going to want to jump off at any time, you can also jump off of Essential Rewards at any time. And eventually, I always say the biggest benefit is after on your 13th month, you actually get to earning 25% back. And that's pretty incredible. You earn 20% back at only the 6-month mark. So really amazing things there. And as a member of Young Living, you actually are entitled to a 24% discount on every product you purchase, plus the freebies, plus your points back. And you are never obligated to share. But with our amazing model of having no middleman marketing, we are the marketers, because who doesn't love to recommend products to their friend? Kind of like if you go to a really good restaurant, or maybe you have a fabulous piece of clothing that you love, or maybe a photographer that you love. I know I love to shout out recommendations and really praise people and things that I love. So it's the same with Young Living. You can share the opportunity to really jumpstart your health and wellness through this starter kit. We also have the opportunity to customize a kit for you. If you are not aware of what your needs are quite yet, the person that invited you to this recording or this call will help you to customize a kit that equals at least 100 PV, and you'll be well on your way. And there's some other options with Ninja Red and Thieves as well. But we want to make sure that each and every person that's been able to learn about the Beyond the Organic process, to learn about seed to seal in general, and about the power of plants that God made for us to use, that you know that this is going to be one of the best decisions you'll ever make. And the person that invited you, absolutely thank them, because they care so much about you that they're investing in you as a person, not just now, but in 9 generations to come, because that's how long we store this stuff in our cellular memory. So thank you so much. I don't know if I'm really closing the class, but I wanted to close at least that part to make sure you knew how to buy it, how to get started. And we also have an amazing, thriving online community. In person, I mean, of course, there are things in person that are going to happen near you with whoever invited you if they're local. But I want to just emphasize that it's a global company and our team is global. Just as a fun example of that, the first 4 people that enrolled in our team today, one is from the US, one is from Europe, one's from Australia, and one's from South Africa. And I thought that was so fun, because it really is a great thing to share with everyone on here, because it just shows, I mean, how much it matters to be connected communally online, and how that power of connection transcends really like borders or COVID or whatever's happening with the situation in the world. And I'm so honored to be here alongside just a little part of the journey with all of you and Chrissy and Laura as silver leaders on this team. So thanks for letting me speak up for a minute. I cannot wait to welcome all of our new members that were able to attend today.
Thanks so very much, Ashley. It is really such a privilege to be part of a global company that really rewards their members. And also, to me, the most important part is the difference it makes in your friends and family's wellness. Living above the wellness line and being able to do that with natural remedies. I mean, for your day-to-day wellness, all you need is some essential oils. And there are lots of reference guides and lots of apps that we can hook you up with to help you get started. Ashley, just tell me, did you want to maybe touch on the promos?
Absolutely. I wasn't sure if we were going into a separate, like, in this start that or not, but I have all of them in front of me. And what's so fun about this is, I'm just saying, over in the US, we don't have any CBD products for free, for sure. So I am slightly jealous about your promos this month. I actually have, this is funny, there's lots of cool things that I'm actually going to do it a little bit differently, and then I'm not going to worry about what amount of money you need to spend to get each one, because it really is kind of silly, because if you spend 300 PV, you get them all. And you can just look at, of course, your information posted in WhatsApp about specifics if you're like trying to only get one specific one. But I wanted to go through, talk generally, and then I'll give you some more medicinal information as well. But what I love the most about these is that you can use them literally every day in different ways. So frankincense, since this was just mentioned so beautifully in your class, I actually want to show you some cool ways that I've used it. I have a roller top on mine. So frankincense is, it's a highly oxygenating oil. It is food for your brain. It is so high in sequestered terpenes that it's actually going to help reprogram your cells in your brain to allow more oxygen in. It's an oil that I've had several friends. I work a lot with an organization that helps kids with childhood cancer. Lots of people from that organization use frankincense frequently and often, and adults as well that might be related to that. So definitely an oil you want to have in and on everyone on your body every day. It's also Spanx for your face. So my favorite way to use it, because my face, I'm not saying I'm old. I don't say I look old, so don't make any comments. Just saying I don't want to look old, right? Like no one does. So I did not used to do this until the past year because I was like, I don't need that. But now I literally have a roller top on it. And this is what I do. I put it underneath my eyes. I put it like on these, like this is Frank neat because I'm worth it, guys. A whole bottle of Frank, it's mine. And then I just rub it in, and I actually do this twice a day. And it is really strong. So you definitely can make a glow serum and dilute it. But I kind of want to show you some like really good tips and tricks to use it with. It also is going to be great if you have any kind of skin weirdness, like a skin tag or something else that you don't want on your body, an age spot maybe. They've been known to fall off after using Frank on them. It's great for a dry bark that sometimes, especially children, tend to have with drier air. It's great layered on the chest with Frank, lemon, Frank for that. I absolutely love this for neurological support and health for newborns and up to a year old, specifically with kids, babies. This is the first oil that usually would be used by a mom right after birth. Spine, crown of the head, spine, crown of the head, every day. Like I did it on my youngest two, like literally for the whole first year of life. And still, this is an oil that my 6-year-old loves. So when you put oils on your spine, you're helping to get it not just into your bloodstream, not just into every cell in your body, but actually to feed your spinal cord, to feed your entire neurological system. It's also going to help really kind of suppress some of our parasympathetic nervous system responses. So I love Frank. It's from Oman. That is where our farm is. And it's actually in a place where some of the trees are up to 400 years old. Crazy, right? And in that farm, we only harvest trees that are 40 years old or more. And then we actually cure the resin from the tree. It's tapped kind of like maple syrup. It's a little bit thicker than that. We actually have to cure it in a cave, right? I mean, this all sounds crazy. And then you distill it. So frankincense trees only grow in rocky soil. Therefore, they can only be grown specifically in the Middle East because of the arid climate, which means if you buy a bottle of cheap Frank somewhere and it's not grown in a Middle Eastern country, it's probably not native or lab created, and you can't lab create what God intended for our use. So frankincense, again, a little bit of information, some of the things you can probably Google, read between a little bit, figure a little more out about it for yourself. But there's no time in my life I would ever not get free frankincense because I love it that much, and it's something that we literally have on our bodies every day. I don't diffuse it because I don't waste my frankincense on diffusing, but I do for sure apply it topically. Frankincense Vitality version in the US is used directly under the tongue for occasional anxiety. It's also used in a capsule for occasional inflammatory responses. So our Vitality version in the US is the same as this version right here. So, okay. Joy. How many of y'all have joy already? Raise your hand if you have joy. Yep. I love joy. This oil came in the starter kit when I got started with Young Living, and it was so strong that I was like, this is a lot, like a lot of joy, a lot of floral. What I always say about this is you can't make someone happy, but you can make them inhale some joy. You know what I'm saying? You got grumpy pants in your house, diffuse some joy. Pop it in with a citrus oil. It is going to be bright, uplifting, a very happy smell. If it's too strong for you, that's okay. You can do like a drop or two with 5 or 6 drops of citrus oil. It doesn't matter what citrus, and then kind of work your way into it. It is the #1 oil for grief applied over your heart. It's going to be great for grief. I mean, I'm telling you, there are so many testimonials of people with not just grief, but PTSD, postpartum depression, really amazing emotional healing oil. It's also a great one. You know, I heard you speaking of menstrual cramps, and I think it's just interesting because this is going to be, for a lot of people, this is going to be really hormone balancing. So a lot of people are going to use joy directly on their abdomen for just great hormonal health. I love this one as well in Epsom salts and a bath. And this one, if you want to tone it down, you can also pair it with frankincense and a tree oil. So like any of the tree oils literally smell really good with this because it's going to be that like male-female harmony fragrance. So I love to pair it with a tree oil in a DIY bath gel that I use with just Castile soap water, and then I use some Joy, and I mean literally any tree oils would be great. I'm going to read to you a little bit from the desk reference. I hope this is not too much information or overwhelming, but I know that I love to learn about how I can use all the stuff that I'm getting for free. I mean, come on. Y'all go ahead, comment and let me know what has been your favorite freebie from Young Living so far. No one likes them. No freebies. No, I'm kidding. Sorry guys, I did not have this marked in here. There we go. Sorry, H. There we go. Joy. This beautiful blend promotes a magnetic energy that brings joy to your heart, mind, and soul. It inspires romance and overcomes deep-seated grief and depression. So its key components are bergamot, whatever you want to call it. We're all different. That one is great for stress, tension, anxiety. Ylang ylang, relaxation, balances male, female, great for equilibrium, and it's awesome for insomnia. Geranium, this is antispasmodic, a relaxant, antibacterial, and it is great for your liver and pancreas. It also has lemon. I'm not going to go over the ones that are in the starter kit. It has coriander, which has been great for healthy immune function and really for feelings of random nausea that could be related to emotional health. It has tangerine. This is great because it's high in D-limonene and combats, again, nervousness, tension. Jasmine, very precious, expensive oil. It's in here. It's great to relieve sorrow and nervous exhaustion. This also helps overcome feelings of inadequacy. It has room and chamomile. This is great for restlessness, tension, and helps with healthy sleep. Great for your liver. Great if you need to combat anger. Palmarosa, again, great for nervous tension. Also awesome for revitalization of your organ systems. And it has rose, which, come on somebody, rose is an expensive oil. You don't need to have rose. You can have a little bit of joy, joy, joy instead of your rose, rose, rose. And joy's for free. There we go. It is great for balance. It is very high in oxygenating molecules and has a magnetic energy in it that's going to be great at pulling you out of just sadness in general. So that is some joy. I know. I don't think most people realize all the stuff that's in this oil. This is a very, very powerful oil. And it's one for me that, again, I wouldn't say it's my favorite aroma. I just love the way it makes me feel. Next one. Well, Christmas spirit. So Christmas spirit. Come on, let's hear it. I know it sounds so silly. This one I'm not going to go into a bunch of like actual benefits because here's the thing. You want your house to smell like Christmas spirit, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, even if this is July. Like I diffuse this oil all the time. So we know that orange smells amazing because a lot of y'all already have your orange going from your kit. It also has in it, I wanted to read something on here. Where is it? So in order of what is most in here, orange is first, then cinnamon bark, then black spruce. So what the powerful thing is about black spruce, it comes from our Northern Lights farm in Canada. It is grown directly under the Northern Lights. I went there 2 years ago. It is beautiful and amazing to think about the fact that it's in the middle of nowhere, really. And our trees there are just gorgeous spruce trees that almost are blue in color, kind of like the Idaho blue spruce, but that's because of the attention they get from the electromagnetic energy and field of the aurora borealis. So it's just an amazing thing to think about how powerful this oil is. And black spruce as a single oil is so grounding, comforting, and is really great at helping you deeply connect. Yes. And helping you deeply connect to the earth, which might sound strange, but that's because it is so grounding. It's also going to help you emotionally connect to yourself. It's a very therapeutic oil for a lot of people. So I love Christmas spirit because it has great benefits for my body and mind. And it just smells like, guys, I walk in and I feel like I'm in one of those like candle stores where all the toxic candles are. Maybe you don't have those there, but like here we just have like candle stores that always just like smell good but make you feel sick. I love this because it smells good and it's healthy for my body. And I also don't have to have a bunch of like random cinnamon around my house. I can just have a diffuser with some Christmas spirit. My big bottle, does anybody have the big bottle of this? Mine's in my car and my husband was driving my kid to swim. So my tiny bottle of Thieves hand, well, I love this because Purifier, we're actually allowed to say it's a hand sanitizer now, which is pretty powerful. And that's because it has a high enough concentration of alcohol in it. So what I love about this is that triclosan is the #1 ingredient that makes hand sanitizers work. Well, triclosan is also a known carcinogen. It's super nasty for your body. It contains elements of BPA, which we know is a byproduct of petroleum. And we can use this hand purifier. And if you don't have it yet, I just want to show you something. That is probably too much. And that's 1 drop. Like literally, I can coat under my nails, my hands, in between my fingers, and the back of my hands with a drop. So, oh, it smells so good. And it also smells so good. I want you to think about it this way. How many of y'all eat food that your hands touch? Come on, somebody, right? Like I prepare food with my hands. I wipe my face with my hand. I mean, I use my hands all the time on my body and on things that are going to go in my body, on my kids, all that. If I use something toxic, that means I'm actually taking the toxic product that I already ingested because your skin's an organ. I already ingested the toxic product. Now I'm actually choosing to double ingest it by like even something as simple as taking a supplement that I touched after the hand purifier that I now put in my mouth. Or maybe it's touching my kid, maybe it's touching their toothbrush handle and give it to them and they're touching them. Like it might sound silly, but the power of a pure hand purifier in the world we live in where everything is overly sanitized, I just love having this with me. So the big one, what you can do is refill these small guys if you want to, but the big one I love to keep, I keep in my car because really for me, a lot of times we're getting in and out, we're going in stores and like for us, everywhere we go now, it's like giant hand sanitizer, like Lysol, Clorox, bleach, like disgusting everywhere. So I just love that I can get in my car. People probably judge me where I don't use their hand sanitizing stations and I get in my car and I do use the Thieves right away because I'm not able to wash my hands. I will say I'm also a big hand washing proponent and not always sanitizing, but this is great because it also doesn't do that nasty flaking on your hands. You know, when you put like nasty hand sanitizer, it flakes off skin. It's gross. It has the power of Thieves essential oil. Thieves, the story about the 4 Thieves vinegar and the time of the world we were in during the bubonic plague, it being used. That is a great oral history that you can actually Google and learn exactly the story of why we formulated the Thieves essential oil, the way in which we did and how it's used in all of our home and health products. Love that one so much. I trying to go through this kind of quick and dirty. Hopefully it's helpful, but this one is a very powerful. I don't understand how y'all are getting this for free. I'm telling you, this joker right here will relieve like this. I have pretty severe pain, back pain. I use this every day and I've had this thing. I want y'all to understand. I have had this same jar for, wait for it, over a year. And I still have some in it because you do not need like this much. Wait for it. I'm covering from shoulder blade to shoulder blade and up the back of my neck. And I still have, my hand probably still has some on it. What I love about it, I'm gonna talk about CBD briefly in it, but what I love about this is that you have the ability to relieve pain in a lasting, powerful way that goes much further than soothing the pain on the surface area because of the CBD that's in this pain cream. So yes, you could use Panaway, you can use lots of our products. They are amazing and they absolutely work for pain. The power of pairing CBD with essential oils in a non-toxic base to actually go on your skin in an emollient way and have time release is so powerful because in our bodies, we have something called an endocannabinoid system. We all have it. I was taught, and maybe you're not visual, but I always picture it like this once I learned about it, that we have little locks, like our endocannabinoid system. Basically looks like little fingers, almost way smaller than our actual central nervous system, but it actually lays between our fascia, right? So it lays like near, I'm trying to explain this without being too sciencey. So it is over a lot of your muscle under your skin. Is that more helpful? Everybody's like, she is getting I'm sorry, I get real weird sometimes. So I'm just trying to tell you that we have this system that has been discovered by scientists really, I would say from the 1960s moving forward, but like it's real. Nobody talks about it because everyone thinks that CBD comes from the marijuana plant. So that's funny because it's like marijuana plant is like dirty cousin of the hemp plant. Like the cousin's not real pretty, the cousin's kind of dirty. The hemp plant's like way better because she is a little bit different, a little bit more sophisticated. She really doesn't have the highest content of THC, so she's not that like fun. She's not going to be, there's not a psychedelic component to her. There could be, because THC could be brought in if distilled and properly, but let me just explain a little more. The hemp plant is actually pretty dirty, not on the surface, but as it cleanses the soil. So if you do not have an isolate and you don't know where your CBD comes from, I bet you that somebody like homeboy down the street is growing it in the backyard at his farm that he might say is organic or isn't organic. It depends on how we have that in every country where you buy it from, right? It just depends on where you are. But what could happen is a hemp plant sucks up all the toxins from the dirt. And if it's distilled as the whole plant, and then you're buying a full spectrum product, you're actually going to get the full spectrum of what's in that plant. And that's interesting. South Africa, I'm assuming, is the same, where lots, like we can buy it like gas stations now. It's like full spectrum, full spectrum oil, CBD oil plus THC. It says all kinds of stuff. And it's a little funny because I'm like, yeah, full spectrum means every single toxin that was in the runoff from the water and in every piece of that plant that it absorbed, it's really up in there and it's disgusting. So for me, I did not use a CBD product before Young Living had it because I couldn't really figure out the vetting process for CBD. So we have been so successful with CBD for anxiety, PTSD, and sleep with one of my kids and my husband. It's been amazing. So when we pair, point of saying that is when we pair the power of having that CBD that unlocks an endocannabinoid system that actually causes a lot of people to be in pain because it is anti-inflammatory to actually have your endocannabinoid receptors working properly and helping to communicate in your body. So this is going to be a product that has the CBD, that's the isolate, and it also pairs with our essential oils that are already pain relieving. So if you don't have pain, I always say this, you will one day experience pain or you will know someone who is in pain. You can't use what you don't have. Therefore, make sure you have things so that you're prepared when you do experience pain. I, again, use it all the time because I have pain often. My husband uses it not as often because when he has pain, it's acute, right? But he wants to have it on hand when he has that. And then I've used it for some muscle soreness with my 9-year-old a couple times. Like he's really athletic, so sometimes he has soreness on his muscles, and I really want to train him to grab healthy things. So it's really about that because he'll see people using like BioFreeze or taking Tylenol, even all those things, and I don't want to train him up to do that. So really important to note how powerful this is. I wanted to read to you a few of the ingredients. So it has chamomile oil, beeswax, shea butter, safflower oil. So that's the base. It also has jojoba, camphor. So camphor is highly anti-inflammatory. And then it has tea tree oil. I'll tell you in a second. Lemon, peppermint, clove. And y'all just got clove, which is so powerful. It's great for a pain-reducing oil. It has vitamin E. Then it has the CBD. It has wintergreen and helichrysum. So to note, wintergreen, antiseptic, which is going to mean what? It's going to stay very fresh for a very long time. Think about that. And also helichrysum. Helichrysum is for nerves, for protecting nerves, for stimulating them or suppressing them, depending on what your need is. Again, if this is nothing that applies to you, I promise it'll apply to someone in your life one day. So there aren't many products on the market that can help with muscles and also nerves. Like there's the really different types of pain. Also, we're allowed to use the claim that it's a muscle rub. So maybe you can say it's a muscle rub. So maybe don't say it's pain. This is great. Everybody on here is going to get this for free. It's going to be for your own personal use. But you want to make sure when you're investing in a product like this, yes, of course, get it for free this month, but long-term when you buy it again, I like people to know why they would invest in this and not the surface level of just like a pretty muscle rub. So this container also is a little bit heavy. I'm saying that to y'all because it's dark. So CBD is really not a happy living substance when it's exposed to sunlight. It doesn't like it. It really kills off a lot of the active components. So essential oils don't love it either, but they're actually a little more shelf stable. So you want to make sure you just keep this. It doesn't have to be like your refrigerator, although that would feel amazing. But just keep it out of the direct sunlight, and then know it's pretty protected because it's really going to be in a very thick, it's actually an almost black amber glass. All the things. So Chrissy, Laura, if one of y'all wants to make this way more fun to end it off, but I wanted to make sure you had some education, and I really hope that you have FOMO for the promo this month, because you should totally have fear of missing out on these oils and these awesome, awesome products.
Thanks so much, Ashley. Yes, absolutely. That was so informative. We really appreciate that. It's always wonderful chatting to you and hearing about all the sciencey stuff. We love the sciencey stuff. Well, I do. I know not everyone does, but yeah. Yes, so this month's December's promo is absolutely amazing. And, you know, when I joined Essential Rewards, I thought, okay, I'll just buy my 100 PV and I'll be happy with that. And then when I got into being a Young Living member, I realized, wow, there's a lot of things you can get for free every month. And yeah, so now I've also broadened my range of products that I use so that I can help other people get some more, help other people with rollers and their issues. And that has given me the opportunity to actually buy more points and get all the freebies. So Chrissy, was there anything you wanted to add? Do you want to close off for us, please?
Sorry guys, my house is quite noisy currently. Thank you guys, that was really, really amazing. Thanks for your time. I don't know about you, but I'm totally placing a 400 PV order this month. I really want that CBD. I don't know if you guys know this, but the CBD muscle rub is 1,500 Rand, and the frankincense is 500 Rand. So just those two products are 2,000 Rand worth of saving. I mean, that's crazy. So in my opinion, grab your 400 PV order, get mom, tell, or buy everyone's Christmas presents this month and get those free stuff, because I would rather get it for free than pay for it. That's just my opinion. Anyway, so thank you very much for your time. I think we're all done here. We're done keeping you here. But let's get out there, and I'm not mistaken, it's only our team that's on here, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic, guys. Let's end this month, this year. Let's make 2020 remember the one, even
Yes.
though it was so crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that was all of us from our team. We would like to thank you for your time. We appreciate your time. We love you, and we want you to go to the person that invited you, or to that gave you the recording of this video, and we hope we could teach you something about essential oils. Bye.